Hello, friends. Welcome to Above the Fold, episode 17. This week, we've got a lot to talk about. We've got some interesting things to talk about. But joining me as we discuss a few things, we've got Nuns and Moses, aka
Hello.
Adam.
How are we doing?
And we've got Arrow, aka Femi, or Femi, aka Arrow, whichever.
Hello.
How are you guys doing?
Bit rough, but I'm getting there.
Yeah, I was going to say. So, yeah, Adam had a bit of a late / early one this morning. So, yeah. So let's move on. We've got a bit to talk about. We've got a lot of variety to go through today. So basically, we've got the potential return of the Prince of Persia franchise. We'll touch on that. The Witcher 3, and a curious new title from the Game Science. So you probably not have heard of that developer, but we'll go into that later on in the show. But first, guys, let's talk about Witcher 3. So the guys behind this, of course, are making Cyberpunk. You guys know that. We all know that. But a bit of nugget of news dropped sometime this week. Basically, it's getting a free upgrade for next gen. Now, bear in mind, this is a 5-year-old game. It still looks stunning. But it's getting a free upgrade to every owner of who has it on PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. They'll be adding ray tracing, faster load times, thank God, and includes all expansions if you're going to buy it for the first time. No word on release. We don't know if it's going to be this year or next year. We don't know yet. But what I like about this is that we've had a lot of bad news in relation to Activision's Call of Duty, 2K, 505 with their Remedy game, Control, saying that if you want the next gen version, you've got to pay an extra £10 to get that version. So this is a bit of a smack in the face for those guys. So, but CD Projekt Red has been probably the most pro developer, releasing all their. I don't know if you guys knew, but they released so much free content for The Witcher 3 back in the day. It doesn't feel like that game came out 5 years ago. It still holds up. So I want to quickly get that in there because obviously, it's good news, really. It's good news.
It'll be a good time for me to pick up Witcher 3 as well. I've never played any of the Witcher games. So
do you have 200 hours to spare?
I was going to say,
yeah. I mean,
no way you're going to be playing that game.
Yeah.
I don't see it in your future.
There's no reason why I can't, though.
No. I mean, you can probably get it.
It's a nice game.
You can probably get it like quite cheap now. If you haven't got it ready, buy it cheap on PC and just get that free upgrade later on. Because I would expect the price to go up. But it's one of those games when I've said this many times before. I only recommend it to people who kind of have the time to commit themselves to a 200-hour game, because you don't want to miss any of the side missions. That's where the best part of the game is, and anyone who's played it will agree with me. I can see Spads in chat actually. He's just saying he's not played Witcher 3, and I think he started it. But it's one of my favorite games. Carry on, Femi.
I was gonna say that's the thing that's gonna bug me, because like now I get a single player game. I want to have that sense of accomplishment of actually finishing it, and I know there's no way I'm gonna be able to finish Witcher 3 anytime soon. And that means that I'm gonna have to I guess I could play it like as a side thing, every now and again, but I want to be like, get this game, okay, within next week or so, I'm done and I can move on. It sounds like it sounds like a task, but I just know that there's no way I'm gonna have that amount of hours in like anytime soon to play that massive game. I want to play it, but it's just commitment, man.
I mean, that's just it. It is a commitment, but let me tell you, there's a reason why it's the best game I've ever played. Like the quality of the side missions, we'll see with Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk is looking to be the same kind of thing, and we've like 200 hours. We haven't talked about the expansions. They've got 2 expansions and lots of other free content which they've added over the course of the game's life. And I'll shout to the rooftops about how great this game is, and people need to experience it. But you've got to put the time in, man. You've got to put the time in to get the most out of it. You can't just rush through it. But anyway, I've been looking to go through that game again. So now that's coming out, let's say next gen,
Yeah.
I've got another reason to wait. So yeah, that's something for us to look forward to. Whether it's a game that I'll probably stream, I doubt it, because that's all I'll be
Yeah.
streaming for the next 5 years with my stream schedule anyway.
And that's the thing, because most of these single player adventure games, I like to stream them, like have that as a journey that myself and the viewers, we can sort of go through. And if I attempt to have this on stream, like I'm never gonna finish it. It's not even gonna happen, because I only stream for like what, 3 hours each stream, and then so
I had just real quick. I had a problem with that game where like I'd be focusing so much on the side quest. I finally get to the main mission, I completely forgot what happened because it was so long since I found a main quest. But let's move on. We've still got plenty to talk through. So let's talk about one of Femi's favourite franchises, Prince of Persia.
Doing the dance.
Barbie Girl. Oh, sorry, Prince of Persia. Yes, that's
you
right.
Shut it now. You shut it. You did not speak of such thing when they mention Prince of Persia. Okay.
You show Prince of Persia some respect.
Kindly continue, please.
Yeah, I mean, a Guatemalan retailer called Max listed Prince of Persia remake for PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch. Probably not exclusive to those two consoles. The news was first picked up by Reddit user Donato Andrea. So, of course, an Ubisoft title was leaked. That's just how they announce titles these days. But this is very exciting. At first, because I spoke to you about it last week, because we had to push this. We had a lot to talk about last week.
Yeah.
And it was suspected that this might be a remake of the reboot. But from doing a bit of research, there's no evidence of that. It could actually be a proper remake, rather than just a remaster. So they could be going back to the drawing board and starting again. But I mean, that's very exciting, because I mean, both me and you, Femi, we've played some of the not the original Prince of Persia games, but the ones that came to the consoles. Remember that? The first one, second one, Warrior Within, was probably one of my favourites. Thinking about it now, that's probably a Souls-like before Souls-like was a thing, because that game was hard as anything. That Ninja Gaiden.
Ninja Gaiden should have its own level of difficulty. Like there is normal, it's easy, normal, hard, and there's Ninja Gaiden. That's how things should be sort of classified. But yes, I think the first one I played was Warrior Within. I didn't play. No, wait, did I play?
That's my first one.
I don't think I played Sands of Time.
I played that after. I played it not in order.
Yeah, because that one came out. I think, on a lot of platforms. I think it came out on GameCube as well and 360. I came out on GameCube and 360, so it came out on a lot of platforms. So I think I started off with Warrior Within, but they're like the older ones that came out on like old PC. But I never touched those ones. But yeah, the first one was Warrior Within. It was hell of a game. Like, so good.
Yeah. It was definitely one of my favorites. I specifically remember the first mission, because you're on a boat, weren't you? And it was fire everywhere. And I remember at the time that's the prettiest game I've ever seen.
Yeah,
I've not seen it since, so it probably didn't hold up too well. But you know what? I'm happy we're getting a remake, because I would have been happy for a remaster of the trilogy, really.
Yeah.
So,
did you like the one that came out on, was it on PS3? It had a different animation style. I think it was
like a paintbrush stroke.
Like a paintbrush stroke, yeah. Did you like that one?
I never played it, but it kind of got a cult following. Because it wasn't like the previous titles. It focused on one-on-one battles.
Yes.
But I never played it. I never got a chance to play, unfortunately. What about you? Did you play that?
I did. I was actually trying to find the name on Google, and for some reason it's not appearing on the list of Prince of Persia games. It's like it doesn't exist. Maybe they're trying to hide it.
You had like a female companion, didn't you, to help you through?
Yeah. It was very different. It wasn't anything like the previous ones. Even the way it looked, just the gameplay mechanics. There were some elements that were reminiscent of the older ones, but like you mentioned, more one-on-one battles. It's very different. I like the idea, but I think I prefer the original style, and obviously puzzle solving and everything that goes with it. But yeah, it was interesting.
In fact, you've just reminded me. Several years ago, me and Adam went to Eurogamer, and they were giving out free, I say free, boxes of the OnLive game streaming.
Mhm.
And I remember
God, yeah.
that game being one of them, because you get a free game. One of them was you get Fear 3, or you get that Prince of Persia game,
Okay.
if I remember correctly. But they did reboot the franchise as well around the same time as that film came out in 2010, which with Jake Gyllenhaal, which God, I forgot that film existed. That was a terrible film.
Wait, you didn't
Sorry
like
for
the
anyone who's
movie?
watched it. The movie was terrible. That was terrible.
I
Oh,
don't
come
know
on.
though.
They whitewashed the entire cast. Come on now. It was ridiculous.
I don't think it was that bad.
Oh man. You rewatch it again.
I have like twice. And
What?
I don't
Rewatch it and change your mind.
I don't think it was that bad. Like when it comes to like game movie adaptations, like if for example, if I call out, let's say MK, for example, MK2, that is a terrible movie game adaptation.
Yeah.
Like so for me, I thought Prince of Persia was
that was
okay.
so bad it was good, where this one was just
No.
bad. Bad
No,
says. I thought I was going to say Prince of Persia Con. Oh, could you imagine? You'd sign up to that, wouldn't you, Femi?
very loud. Dude, I would have two daggers, shirtless, have like a
Yeah.
scarf. Like, dude, I'll be ready, man. Seriously.
Like I feel as though we're ready for a new Prince of Persia. I mean, remember that leaked gameplay trailer of the game that was canned? Like, we had it a couple of weeks ago, if you remember.
Oh, the one that yeah.
It's going through the streets, everything was falling apart. That looks
Yeah.
stunning. I think it's
That looked
time to bring that franchise back. But that isn't the only Prince of Persia game that's making a return. So we've got a VR game coming on the way. So there's Prince of Persia: Dagger of Time. Though this is a Center VR game. With me and Adam have played some Center VR games, haven't we? When we went to it was LA, wasn't it? So we played some then. It was cool. It was very, very cool. But the fact you have to go to a center to play these kind of VR games, it kind of sucks really, because
I mean, now the VR kit is getting better and better, so you don't have to have these stupid sensors in different corners of the room. The sensors are all there, so I don't know why they're not bringing it out as a VR game. Not the average, it's just a consumer that can buy it. Because why do you need to go into a VR center just to play it? It just seems crazy for me.
I mean, what I didn't realize is that they also did one of these VR experiences for both of the recent Assassin's Creed games as well, which I had no idea about until I was researching this title. So it's likely a product we would never see, would never play, because who's going to go to a VR center during a pandemic? It's ridiculous. Yeah. But anyway, that's more Prince of Persia content.
Just quickly, remember when they said VR was going to be the thing that's going to be in everybody's living room or game room or whatever? It's going to be like moving from consoles to that. Do you guys still feel that VR is going to be that thing?
No.
That would okay.
Straight away, no. I mean, it's a nice thing to have. It's a novelty. You'll pick it up every once in a while. Honestly, I've actually left mine for quite a while. They haven't kept up on the games. The latest one was Half-Life. Half-Life Alex was the main kind of AAA title, and there hasn't been any out since then. It is good. VR is fantastic. Immerse yourself in that sort of world. It is really, especially when you pick up an Oculus Rift S, that sort of thing. I've had obviously the mobile clip-in type things, and they were good for like 5-10 minutes for a little novelty effect. But the Oculus Rift, especially with Facebook now, kind of people don't like this, but they're kind of backheeling Oculus because obviously Facebook own Oculus and they're trying to put it Facebook VR. But anyways, well, that's another day. They are working on it a lot more, and the massive like £1,000 headsets are absolutely fantastic. I've heard a load of good reviews. It's the actual screen inside the lens now is just unbelievable. So they are getting better. It is getting better as time goes on. But again, I don't think it will take over console. At the end of the day, you want to be sitting down. It's what I think it'll not change. Sitting down in front of a nice big QLED screen, playing 4K, 8K games, just not right up close and being sick half the time when you've got motion sickness.
That's
think
and that's one thing. So go on, Scott.
I was going to say that's just it. I mean, they've still got there's potential there. Like I love
Yeah.
my VR, but I'm just not using it because it's a fuss. It's honestly it's a right faff to get up and set up each time you want to play it. And I think when they make it wireless, more comfortable, not as bulky, I think that's when it'll take off a bit more. The games are slowly getting there, but they're just so far few in between. Like we've got Star Trek Bridge Crew, which is amazing
It's
party
fantastic.
game. We've got Half-Life, you got Elite Dangerous, which is one of the best VR experiences I've had so far.
No Man's
albeit I've not
Sky
played
is No Man's
Half-Life.
Sky VR?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm sure it is.
it's,
Yeah, No Man's Sky.
It's last time I played it, it wasn't playing very well, but it's probably worked on it by now. But yeah, I mean, it's got potential, and I think it will get there eventually. But carry on, Femi.
No, I was just gonna say, like, to your point, Adam, can you imagine playing Prince of Persia or Scott as well, running through the streets, doing a jumping motion? You probably hurl or throw up
Yeah.
at some point
Yeah.
on somebody.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I came for the experience. There you go.
See,
So
that's the sort of game that will not be very good in VR.
But that's the thing.
VR
like,
is puzzle-based games on VR are the best games for VR.
But like that's the thing though. Like you would want to be able to play this massive AAA games like your Call of Duties or your Apex, whatever.
Yeah.
But the tech, the tech isn't. So you can actually play those games like you guys mentioned, whether it's sitting on your couch, not having to set up the whole thing for like 30 minutes, or not having to maybe potentially experience motion sickness. Like till it gets to that point, like I don't, and that's why we don't see that many, big developers making games or AAA games for it. That's my because they probably see like the tech isn't there, and maybe there isn't that much, I guess, profit to be made since not many people are actually buying it like that. So I don't know, it's just something I thought.
I'll agree with Spadged. He said it'll take off when it's Matrix style, just plugging straight into the brain, which it'll take off when you can upload your consciousness into the cloud and then play it up there, then come back into the body, like a bit like a mortal shell. If you just go into certain bodies.
But I mean, I think like even for non-video games, like I can stream my Xbox to my VR headset, and I can play essentially in a VR room on a giant screen as if it's been projected, and that's quite a relaxing, convenient experience. Like if you're in a tiny room, you want to experience a big cinema screen. VR's the way
playing it on a mountain or somewhere.
Because, yeah, I mean, like the National Geographic app is phenomenal. You can literally swim with sharks, and it is an experience. And I'm surprised it's not taken off during the pandemic because it's a great escapism. It's a great way to to explore the world, just from the comfort of your chair. But for nuns, the V in VR stands for vomit. What does the R stand? I wonder. So
I'm quite lucky with that sort of thing. I don't get motion sickness much. There is a few games that are horrendous, and you have got to. Even sometimes when you're walking in VR, and it's not how in Half-Life Alex where you can see that teleport from places. Yeah, if I'm actually running, physically moving somewhere, not teleporting, that does start to churn my stomach, but it'll take a little while. But yeah, I'm quite lucky that I don't get motion sickness.
I can't play VR games without locomotive. I need to be walking. I need to have full control.
Oh, right, okay.
But luckily, I don't think I've experienced any kind of motion sickness yet. But anyway, let's bring it back.
Prince of Persia.
We've essentially got one like Prince of Persia title to look forward to. Now, I suspect this late in the year was probably going to be a next gen title. But I don't know about you guys. Well, they're saying that it is listed for PS4 and Nintendo Switch, so I mean, this is a retailer, but I think it's a bit too late. But saying that though, there is another Ubisoft experience coming this month. So if anything's going to appear, it'll appear then. So, I mean, what else they'll announce then, I don't know, but I'm looking forward to to seeing it. But yeah, more Prince of Persia for the win. So
I'm excited. Not
yeah,
part of it, but yeah.
I mean, I've just reading this. Prince of Persia franchise was on hiatus back in 2013, so it's been some time. The PlayStation 3, it was PlayStation 3 title. But anyway, so we've covered the two Prince of Persia games. We have a trailer for the new co-op mode for Ghost of Tsushima. Now, before I talk into this, guys, have you had a chance to look at this yet?
I have not.
You don't need to worry about spoilers at all with this Femi, because it is completely separate from the main game. Like the characters players are not present in the single player at all. But this experience, co-op experience, looks insane. Spads just said Beyond Good and Evil 2. I completely forgot that existed. But yeah, that's, you know what? I can't remember the last time we saw that in action, but that game is due. But yeah, back to Ghost of Tsushima. We've got so this is a new multiplayer co-op experience. Obviously, it'll be free to anyone who owns the game. It'll come out later this year, and they've gone on record saying there'll be no microtransactions of any kind. So this is a game mode. It's called Legends. So it's a 4-player co-op. Have absolutely no plans to add any transactions of any kind, but the content is unlocked through play. It doesn't feature Jin, the main protagonist of the game, the main game. Locations, enemies are inspired by Japanese folk tales and mythology. This is what I was after. I mean, I love Japanese culture, you guys know, but seeing some folk tales and mythology in action, it's I'm excited. I mean, I'm playing through Neo 2 at the moment, and Femi, you've been through Neo 1, and the folk tales and mythology is just downright bizarre. So
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it can be played online with friends, between 2 to 4 players. 4 classes: the samurai, which will be familiar, the hunter, the ronin, or the assassin. Each one will have a unique advantages and abilities.
Okay.
So Spadge just said, "Shut the front door." Co-op for ghosts.
You know
Absolutely.
what, Spadge, to your point, I was actually thinking about this when I first heard about this introduction with COP. So from what I understand, we've seen the 4-player aspects of it, right?
Yeah.
The 2-player co-op part of it, would you be able to play from start to end co-op, or is it just a selection of missions?
From my understanding, it's not the main campaign that's co-op. It's a selection. It's a series of story missions.
Okay.
So with 2 players, from the description they've put out, there's two things that you'll do depending on how many players you have. With 2 players, you'll play a series of co-op story missions that will increase in difficulty. Will build the foundation of Ghost of Tsushima's gameplay with new magical twists, and often need to be in sync with your partner. So some kind of co-op potentially combo system going on there. With 4 players, however, you'll need to take on a wave-based survival missions. So you and your team will need to work together to take on the toughest of enemies Ghost of Tsushima has to offer, and in addition to new Oni enemies with supernatural abilities.
I guess these were the bizarre ones that we saw in the trailer. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's quite insane. I mean, I don't know why more games don't do this, because I love co-op content, but we're getting a bit more as well later on. So it'll also feature a 4-player raid that will arrive shortly after the launch of the new mode, and it will send you, your partners, to an entirely new realm to challenge a brutal, terrifying enemy. So I guess it is essentially like a boss boss at the end of a raid. So yeah, the fact that they do this kind of content for primarily a single-player game is quite exciting.
Very interesting. You finished this, haven't you?
No, I had a bit of a break. I got really frustrated with the controls.
Okay.
Like, I just really struggle with the attacks and moving. The camera is not very good. Okay. Like it's got a similar play style, control style as Neo. The difference between the 2 games is that the camera for Neo actually works,
Hmm.
There's combos in Ghost of Tsushima where I can attack someone, I can get behind them, but then the enemy's off screen, and then I have to move the thumbstick, and I can't attack at that time. So so it's the same thumb, but
Yeah.
there's no option to change the control from the square button to the R1, and it's just
So
I don't
there's
know.
no
It's
control
made a difference.
customization
No,
at
none at
all.
all.
Wow.
No,
Okay.
there's like a slew of accessibility options, which is great, but
Yeah.
it's not. It's just it's made it
Reboot buttons. No.
so much harder for me to play, and it's caused me to die so many times. Um, like I was talking to Hargit about it, the day it came out because I was streaming it, and we both had similar gripes with the game. But I mean, I'm going through Neo 2 at the moment, so I'm hoping when I finish that, they'll an update will come out. But
You know what? The more gameplay I've seen of Ghost of Tsushima, and maybe this is just me because I've been playing a lot more, I guess, linear single player games. Besides the recent playthrough of Horizon Zero Dawn, I feel like I would probably enjoy this game co-op as opposed to playing it as just by myself. I feel like if I had, let's say, me and you or whoever, um, to actually go through this, I think I would enjoy it that way as opposed to playing it
yeah,
I think
single.
I agree with you there,
But you
Femi.
can tell me,
Exactly.
what you think since you played it anyway. Like,
I
does it feel
think
that?
yeah, I mean absolutely. I mean any kind of open world game co-op, I absolutely love. I mean, I can't think of too many that actually do it, and I don't know why. And the ones that are what Destiny really and Borderlands, but that's not really open world.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
Mm.
mean, absolutely, I would love that kind of thing, and it seems that they are kind of dabbling with that with this new game mode.
Yeah.
Um, so I mean, I am. I mean, I love the game. I mean, it's just this one gripe that's stopping me from enjoying it because I just can't. I can't attack and move the camera at the same time, and the camera doesn't seem to want to work with me. Um, but
That's a
I mean,
shame.
yeah, it is a bit. It is a bit, and I suspect it's something so small that can just be fixed with an update.
Yeah.
I was like, as much struggle, as many times I struggled with that gameplay, I thought, oh, I was surprised that it wasn't coming up in any of the articles I was reading, the videos I was watching, and like it seemed like I was the only person having this trouble until I read it. So I'm really not the only one having this issue, but great game nonetheless, and I am really looking forward to this new content. I hope I can fit it in between my cyberpunk time.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about it's again. I'm playing Horizon Zero Dawn, and I know that's gonna take me a while to finish. And then once I get my PlayStation to get this game, and then the Cyberpunk, and I don't know. I just feel like I just want to have somebody to just do all these things with me. It's like I gotta go over there to point B to get some more resources. All right, dude, let's go, let's go.
Yeah,
Like so. I just feel
send
like
your friend to do it for you.
I was not gonna say that, but we can divide and conquer kind of thing. So,
Mm.
um,
I'm
yeah,
getting flashbacks of our Diablo days where you'd fall asleep while I do all the work.
Look, I knew that I was in very capable hands. Okay, that's to show you how much I trusted in your abilities. But we digress. This is absolutely great.
Yeah,
I like the fact that it's a raid type of content coming. Take me back to Destiny
yeah,
days. It's gonna be interesting to see how that's gonna be, I guess, constructed and how it's gonna play. So, no, I like this. I like this for sure.
yeah, yeah.
Sounds good.
Well, what are your thoughts on this, Adam? Just real quick. I mean, I don't know what your take is on these kind of games. Obviously, you don't have a PlayStation. What are your first impressions?
It looks like a absolute gorgeous game, and for me, when multiplayer was announced, it's like that's what's enticed me in more to get into a PlayStation for games like this now with multiplayer, because multiplayer games for me that's my jam. I'm not
Yeah,
massive on single player games, so stuff like this when they're announcing multiplayer update, it looks like an absolute gorgeous game. Yeah, I would have to obviously I need to go down the line of buying a PlayStation, but I do want to play Last of Us, obviously God of War, that sort of thing. So
yeah,
there's more and more games that are enticing, well, are kind of grabbing me and pulling me towards the PlayStation. Um, I'm not saying I'm not going to get an Xbox. I'm going to get an Xbox. That's first and foremost. But
yeah.
Ghost of Tsushima
I
does
mean,
look an absolute awesome game.
I think anyone who doesn't have a PlayStation 4 right now, you two, both of you, I'd suggest just getting the PlayStation 5 because these games will be on there.
Yeah.
Save yourself a bit of bob there. I mean, there's going to be some cracking titles. You got Demon Souls for one, Femi. You're going to love that.
Oh, yes.
So yeah, I mean, we've got a lot to look forward to this year, even though a lot has been delayed. But there are things coming out of nowhere. So moving on, there's a game called Black Myth, Wukong.
Oh, yes.
Now they dropped a 30-minute trailer. So anyone who is not familiar with this is Adam will pop a trailer on in a second. There's it came out of nowhere, didn't it?
It did.
I'm just trying to. I was so shocked when I saw it because it's a 30-minute gameplay trailer for a game that came out of nowhere, and it's probably the most next-gen game I've seen so far, and it's coming from a studio of up to 40 people.
Yeah.
So we'll go into the details. We'll let this run. Basically, the game's called Black Myth Wukong. Wukong is the Chinese mythological monkey king. So it's taking cues from third-person action RPG games, mixing environmental exploration with skill-based Souls-like gameplay. So now that statement was something I didn't know. This is something we guessed, didn't we, that it would be a Souls-like game, or we hoped it would be a Souls-like game, and now that's been confirmed. I'm probably more ecstatic than ever because I can't seem to get enough Souls-like video games, as you guys know. So it's probably. It's such an impressive. I mean, we probably won't get through the entire 30 minutes today, but anyone who's interested, go check it out because it's absolutely stunning. But we'll quickly go through a couple of things of what we know. So, we'll go through who Wukong is, isn't it? Wukong he's obviously the Monkey King. He possesses, from Chinese mythology, he possesses a lot of abilities. Some of these were confirmed, were shown off in this, like the transformation, for example. There's weather manipulation, spells, which we've seen in this. There's cloud somersaulting, which I remember from do you guys ever watch that movie with Jackie Chan and Jet Li?
Yes.
It's the first time they came together.
Yeah.
Jet Li played the Monkey King.
I remember that actual part. It's great.
Yeah, and that's exactly what came to my head when I read that. But it's like with this specifically, you gain powers from defeating different enemies.
Right.
But this game is essentially designed by ex-Tencent developers. It's based on Chinese mythology, as I've said, but it's about the journey to the West. So I mean, we're seeing right now is absolutely stunning gameplay. And I'm sure you can all agree with me. But they've said it's the first of a series. You pretty much have the staff the entire way through, but you get all these different kinds of abilities. Now, the response to this game was absolutely overwhelming. The developers did come forward to the response, and they were extremely humble, I'll admit. They came out and said that forget the footage, as it does not represent their best work.
Wow.
And now, this is not running on the new Unreal Engine. This is running on the current Unreal Engine 4.
That is crazy, though.
Absolutely.
So this is from developers from Tencent, right? Same people that own
ex Tencent. So
okay.
The studio is Game Science.
Okay. This is crazy. If you're saying this is not even this, okay, what we're looking right now is just what alpha build, right? Or is pretty much?
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
Yeah, and not running on the latest Unreal Engine, which is mind blowing considering how this looks like better than most games right now. This actually looks better than most games right now. This is nuts, though.
Holy definitely shit. The most next gen title I've probably seen ever. Really. The fact that they just dropped a gameplay trailer rather than Microsoft, Sony's gameplay conference have been CGI trailers. It's just shocking. The only thing I'm going to say is Microsoft, Sony, give them what they need to make them finish this game. If they need a few grand, just pop it in their pocket. They'll be happy. But you'll see an example of them just defeating that boss, and he'll take the weapon he was using. So that's an example of the kind of things that you can expect in this game. So you get constantly rewarded for taking down enemies. But there's lots of things in this trailer alone. Like there's bosses larger than life. There's gods walking around. It's absolutely stunning. But they're aiming for mainstream consoles. They said specifically mainstream consoles. They didn't say specifically which consoles, say current or next gen. So, but it's likely going to be next gen, really, because obviously this is very early, and obviously the end of an era, start of next gen is soon. But yeah, I mean, I think they've done something here that I think a
Yeah,
lot of
from what
people
I've seen, is
Right.
gorgeous. I mean,
All right.
this is a sort of Souls-like genre that I'm actually going towards. It looks just fantastic. Absolutely
anything that
brilliant.
can expose you to a new culture, I absolutely adore. Which is why I adore Sekiro. Like the gameplay, the mechanics, the verticality of and the story behind that game. That I love new cultures. Um, so obviously I saw this, and I was amazed by what I saw.
And that's actually very interesting. Just thinking about it, we've gotten a lot of introduction into like Japanese culture or a lot of American culture or even like European, but we're not really seeing like stories being
Chinese,
told. Yeah, Chinese. Even like
yeah.
it's actually very. Because I was thinking about like what was the last game that had like Chinese lore based on Chinese
Oh,
story or something that sort of put us into that world, and it's this is
what?
going to be the first, and it's
Yeah.
looking like it's going to be great. And another thing I wanted to say is that why is it that all the good looking games so far are being done by like either
Small.
one to either like
Yeah,
one
right.
to 20 or 40 people. I mean, it's
Yeah, I mean,
it's
yeah, we've got that Bright Memory Infinite, which
right,
is
man,
Well,
exactly.
I know
the
why.
most
It's
gorgeous
because
game.
they've got more love in the game that they're making. Because at the end of the day, all these big developers, they're hiring people that are just doing their just for a job. I think,
Mm.
me personally, and where these small studios are doing it for the love. I mean, they're loving what they're doing. I think for me, I mean, if you love your job, you're gonna produce a lot better work. So that's my personal opinion.
One
I guess
thing,
that's a good point. No, go on, carry on. So,
one thing that I saw, like after I saw this trailer and I did my research, I saw that it was the first of a series. Now I want more. I want more culture on my console on my PC. I want to experience like Chinese, like you mentioned, Chinese culture. I want to see more, and there's gonna be more to it than the Monkey King. I'm sure this is just his tale.
yeah.
Um, I mean, Kisako plays. Welcome, buddy. He said there's so much more to the Chinese legends than Three
Three Kingdoms.
Kingdoms, and yeah, there's literally so much. I mean, we are. I mean, you guys know how much I love the Japanese culture. I'm still playing Sekiro to this day. Even Neo, I just genuinely can't get enough of all these different cultures. So, this especially. I mean, we've got so much. Oh, what was that game? What was that? Remember that co-op game, Femi? That first-person sword shooting game. Um,
Oof.
you played the offshoot for it, the cleanup duty. Do you remember that?
Oh man, I can't remember now.
It was a very slapstick kind of
On
first
the X
person.
on the Xbox?
Shadow Warrior,
No, it was on Shadow
Kisoma
Warrior.
plays.
Thank you.
You
Shadow
see, is
Ah,
that
yeah,
yeah?
yo. There you
They've
go.
got they've got another they've got the third one. They've gone back to their roots almost as a very linear. And again, that's a very I need to not look at that. I'm getting distracted. It's a very another it does a lot to show the culture that of all these different Chinese, Japanese mythology. Um, but yeah, there's so much content here that's to look forward to.
This is actually amazing. I'm just watching this and I'm
Yeah,
like
so
it looks like it plays smooth as well. Just looking at it, and I've never seen an alpha build. Again, this looks completed to me. Like give it to me now. This is
and
I have my eye on this one for sure.
and the
yeah.
fact that they came out and said, forget the footage, it doesn't represent their best work.
Oh
It
dear Lord.
means, and it can get better because if they're going to use Unreal Engine
What?
5, it's I mean, yeah, that's another one of his abilities where he can create clones of himself. This again, this was one of his abilities. So it's made me want to pick up the book really, and educate myself on the Chinese mythology because I'm so
Mm,
down. I'm so down for everything I'm seeing right now. So
it's great. It's great.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we need to discuss more Shadow Warrior because that was announced a couple of weeks ago, and we've not had a chance to talk about it. And I know Kisako plays is a fan clearly. But let's move on quickly. Adam, I'm going to pass this over to you because we've had some news.
Yeah, I'm hoping just to
It's your
maybe
wheelhouse, mate.
pop a new segment in here, just a quick overview of, I would like to say, the most interesting topics hot off the press. I wouldn't say hot off the press, but latest technologies out there. So NVIDIA has confirmed the new RTX 3000 series.
What?
So it'll have the 3070, 3080, and 3090. So the 3070 is on tier. I have actually got a quick image for the just it's a graph of where they're putting the graphics card compared to the 2000 series. So as you can see there, the 3070 is on par, if not better, than the 2080 Ti, and the 3070 is priced at $499, which is an absolute bargain.
Game changer, almost.
It's one of the, well, as you can see there in the image, it is the greatest generational leap since, I would say, since the 1050. Oh, I just deleted Neon Calm there. Very sorry about that. Yeah, so the 3070 is on par, if not better than the 2080 Ti. The 3080 will be $699, which is 2 times the 2080 Super. And again, for that price, that is unbelievable.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I don't know. Sorry, Adam. Just I guess this is more for you as a question because I don't know too much about like graphics card. I'm a pleb when it comes to this. So, isn't that relatively cheap for a new graphics card? Like,
oh yeah. They didn't have a very good very good selling. They didn't sell very many of the 2080 Ti's. It didn't work out very well for the 2000 series, so I think they're trying to push a hell of a lot more. They're starting to a point where, okay, right, this is the price, and we are going to outdo AMD. AMD is now going back to the drawing board, going, "Hey guys, what should we do here?" Because they've just blown them out the water completely.
I would be interested to see what AMD's answer to this chipset is really. These GPUs, sorry, because I mean competition. It breeds the best in both of them. I mean, yeah. AMD's GPUs in both next gen consoles. I want to see what they've got to offer. I mean, I've been with NVIDIA. All my PCs are on NVIDIA card. And the 3080 is genuinely probably, I mean, I'm running a 2060 right now. I mean, both me and Femi are running a 2060, so we are both due for an upgrade. I wouldn't say soon, but we would be, well, that's the clear next step, or even the 3070 at the very least.
Yeah, I would recommend, see the 3090, which is not coming out till next year, which is, the price is around, they're saying around $1,400. So if you've got money to waste, yes, because that'll last you 10, 15 years, I would say. But if people are upgrading at the moment, stay away from the 2000 series. You want to be going towards 3070, if not 3080. I mean, 3070 is better than the 2080 Ti. Whoever has just bought the 2080 or 2080 Ti will be kicking themselves. Because that, as you can see on screen, is just blowing them out the water completely. But NVIDIA, they'll offer the new PCIe 4.0 support and the new cooler design, which has been leaked a while back, but they've confirmed the new cooler. It's an absolute beast. They take up 3 slots in the back of your PC, so just keep an eye out for that in case you have any capture cards, etc., because that bad boy will be eating up your case. The 3080 will offer twice the performance of the RTX 2080, as I've discussed, and the RTX 2080 Ti, bettering frame rates too. And the RTX 3090, NVIDIA claims it will offer 60 FPS at 8K resolution. What games?
8K resolution.
What games are out there with 8K at the moment? Nothing.
I don't know any game with 8K. Even
8K monitors are barely a thing right now.
I mean,
it's overkill.
Those chips use the new 7nm process, so it's down from the Turing's 12nm. So basically, you're allowing for more transistors in a tight space, thus better performance. It doesn't take up, I think it's less power. So allow put less heat, better again, it's got better cooling, new design on the cooling. But yeah, so quick overview: 3070, you're looking around $499. RTX 3080, $699, and the big bad lad at RTX 3090 at $1,400 maybe plus. But that does feature the triple slot cooler design, so that will take up 3 slots in the back of your PC. But again, it's featuring 24 gigabytes GDDR6X memory but no wonder it's got a massive heatsink, because that is you would need, I think that people are saying it's going to take up 350 watts of power alone, and that is a hell of a lot of power. Hell of a lot.
It's got a lot of power, I suppose. Yeah, I mean, the 370, the 380, that makes sense.
Yes.
390 is, I don't understand what that audience is like. What content out there would utilize 8K at 60 frames per second? There's probably what National Geographic video that's an 8K maybe.
Yeah, you'll probably find a lot of commercial stuff, business type, where I don't know, their game design, that sort of thing, just to kind of grab all the power while designing games, 8K video editing, that sort of thing, because that's becoming more and more popular. 8K video, like YouTube now supports, I think, 8K. I know I watch a lot of Linus Tech Tips. He shoots all his stuff in 8K on his Red cameras. So there's a lot of things. Yeah,
that's actually I get like recording something in 8K, but if you don't have an 8K screen, you can't really see the attribute in 8K, so it's like
it's the same with HDR. There's no way of seeing
even 4K in like content. If you don't have a 4K TV, you're not really seeing it. So,
it's
like
that's the whole point.
I guess they're making this 4K once monitors and other things come to that same level. Then you already have the the GPU to sort of channel your content. But it's just interesting, like 8K resolution at like again. But just quickly, Adam, just I guess for me that, and I guess for other people, even yourself, Scott, and even the guys in chat and those people that are creating videos, if I was to get something here for streaming, playing games, and obviously editing videos, what should I be what should I be going for, basically? Like what?
At the moment, either. I'm going to be very honest with you. I mean, games, the 3070 will last. I mean, again, it's brand new. It'll last a hell of a long time. Yes, games are coming out with next gen games are going to be coming out with 4K, HDR, sort of thing. For streaming, for us, I'll go with a 3070. The reason why we can't stream in 4K, the max FPS with Twitch is 60 FPS still. We can't get anything higher than that. And I don't think we will be able to get any higher. Twitch will not allow a lot higher than that for a long, long time yet.
Saying that, though, just to intervene, just to go off that one point, Adam, it's if you like, even though you can't stream at that quality, you can play in that quality. Like I've got a 4K capture card. Obviously, I don't stream in 4K, but I like to I like to play my games in 4K, which is why I'm leaning towards the 3080 personally. I mean, it's a $200 more, but if it'll last me longer than the 3070, well, I think that's because these upgrades, they are expensive. but I think it's up to you what you value. I mean, obviously, when you're streaming, you're not only powering your game, you're powering your other programs at the same time. You've got many different windows open, so you kind of want the best.
There's a lot of factors that come into it, really. There's tons and tons of factors: CPU, GPU, RAM, all that sort of thing. It all comes down to what you're doing on your PC. How often do you use it, etc. What it is, you're just playing 4K games, or you're going to be streaming, doing video editing, all that sort of thing. So you can pick and choose what you want. But,
I mean, like I said, there's a lot to take in. I mean, the performance alone. I mean, you've got the 370 has 8 gig of memory. The RTX 380 has 10 gig, and holy crap, the 390 has 24 gig. So, I mean, like you got lots to take, a lot of factors to take in, but at the same time, you've got. These graphics cards are very expensive, even the lower end. I mean, yes, it's the biggest jump we've seen in a while. Like Adam mentioned, it's all about what you can afford, because these graphics cards will probably cost more than the next gen consoles. Really, I mean, my PC wasn't even $1,400. That's insane.
I feel very bad. That's actually true. I feel very bad for the people that have bought a 2080 Ti, right?
Yeah, I feel bad. Well, any of the 2000 series, really.
That is not even a kick in. See, that's a drop kick to the face.
Yeah.
To be honest,
I bought the 2070 Super about 6 months ago now. It's a bit of a kick in the teeth for me, but then again, it's still a massive upgrade, even if I upgrade. So, I mean, if anybody's got the 2080 Super or 2080 Ti, I will be crying right now. I'll be crying out. I'll be emailing the shop I bought it from and saying, please take this back. I want my money back. I want the new 3070 or 3080. Yeah.
The 20 series dropped in price immediately, like within an hour of the release. Like it was quite funny. Kisego Plays says that's why he's glad he's constantly behind the curve on GFX cards. I'm the same. I won't upgrade to anything new and shiny until I feel as though like the games I'm playing can't run, and I'm starting to see that now because I'm running a 28-inch monitor, 2829. And it's bigger than what I need, really. And I can't run 4K at the native resolution without it chugging a little bit. But, I just bring the resolution down because most new games allow you to just toggle that, bring it down a touch without affecting too much. But I'm wondering.
Well, them cards aren't going to be out till, the 3070, the cheapest one of the bunch, isn't going to be out till October. The 3080, which I find is a bit weird, how the 3080 is coming out this month, the 17th of September. So they're switching it up a bit. So it'll be the 3070 in October, the 3080 in September, and then the 3090, there's no release date confirmed yet, but that would most likely be next year and not this year. So you've got a bit of time.
The consoles, I think, with that. I mean, September before the consoles come out. That's the one that I think is more appealing because it's the middle ground. I think anyone who's serious about gaming will go for that one. But again, I mean, I'm interested to see what AMD's answer to this is.
Well, this is NVIDIA's way of saying, yes, you are. AMD is producing the graphics chips for the next gen consoles. So this is NVIDIA saying, right, we've got this for the next gen PC players, that sort of thing. This. So they're kind of blowing AMD out of the water already with that. But let's see what AMD come up with.
They will respond to it. They have to.
I mean, they respond to I don't know, it was on Twitter. Somebody mentioned something about the new NVIDIA's 3000 series, Ampere series, and the head developer at Radeon, AMD Radeon division, had a little emoji going, So I think they've got something up their sleeve, and I think they're going to come out kicking. Because at the moment, AMD are blowing Intel out the water. Intel are really struggling at the moment. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, what I'm curious, I mean, I don't know if anyone in chat who's on the fence with consoles. I'm wondering if this has changed anyone's mind, really. Because obviously money's a factor. I mean, the way the world is right now, not everyone has a lot of disposable income. But like, I want a Series X. Adam, you've mentioned you want to get a Series X too, as well, not Series X2. But I'm wondering if it's going to change many people's minds whether they're on the fence. But I mean, I've seen a lot of articles pop up, and just real quick, Adam, I think, quite personally, I think like that's two different audiences. Like there's people who are, I'd consider us hardcore gamers. We obviously have a nice PC. We also have consoles, but I'm curious to know like who would get a Series X and an RTX 380, 370 when both platforms are pretty much playing the same games right now. Like even the lower end RTX 370 has more teraflops than the Series X, and of course that's more powerful than the PlayStation 5. But yeah,
I mean you can't always go off the teraflop. That's people are fascinating on the teraflop. It's not all down to the teraflops. Again, I'm not all clued.
So more is better. More flops is better. No,
you always think bigger is better, but no, it's how it's used. That's It's kind of it's threw me off a bit when this was announced at the price point that they've announced them at. I was actually on the fence, saying to myself, should I just spend my money on the new Ampere, the new 3070 or the 3080, then get an Xbox? Because at the moment, my life is on PC. There's nothing being released on Xbox for a long, long time that I've thought, I'm going to jump on there. I haven't touched the Xbox for ages. I mean, I went on the other day to talk to a few friends, but again, I don't know. I am actually in two minds whether just to spend my money on a 3080 instead of a console. Maybe wait a bit longer for the new Series X. I think when they announce a price, I'll have a more confirmed answer. But Xbox and PlayStation need to get their finger out and get the price out there, because this is killing them. People are looking at this now going, well, I can upgrade my PC because all I need really is a new graphics card, and I can play all these brand new games on my PC, something that I've already got. Then going down the route, I'm going to buy an Xbox or a PlayStation. It's hard.
I don't think this will change the minds of people, the casual people, because obviously they're not in on the news. They don't follow the NVIDIA GPUs, all this. They just they buy a console to play games. They don't look into the details. I think this, like, I'm literally in the same boat as you. If I can get better performance for roughly the same cost of a Series X, I don't need to buy a Series X day one. Literally, when I jump on my Series X, I'm sorry, on my Xbox One X now, is to play with my console friends who don't have that a piece to play on. But I think with crossplay being more prevalent now in the industry, I think that and cross saves and all that,
Game Pass,
less and less reason. Yeah, I mean, there's less and less reason to play with people who only have consoles. Like even now, we're seeing some games that you can just have crossplay with. Obviously, it's not that big right now. I mean, why doesn't crossplay on Overwatch? I have no idea, or Destiny or whatever. But I think that's the way I'm leaning. I'm thinking get yourself a 380. That's where your money's better spent at the moment, because I'm worried that I'll pick up Series X day one and be like, well now what? There's no difference. Yeah, I'm seeing games in ray tracing, but my graphics card now can do ray tracing.
Well, that's it. You've hit the nail on the head. There's a lot of PC fans and still Xbox fans that are going, yeah, I fancy the new Xbox when it comes out. Yes, I have got a PC like myself. Well, all three of us going. Then this price, they've hit it. They've hit it where it hurts for Microsoft, because the Xbox is going to cost the same. And when people just pick up a new graphics card and play games at a better frame rate and all that sort of thing, it's a hard one to choose now. I think it's for mainly people, like you said, casual gamers who've got a nice 4K TV in another room compared to their PC, that they want to kind of go downstairs, relax, play with the family, that sort of thing. Play with other friends in the house, actually in house, and just sit back on a nice big 4K TV instead of being sat at a desk on a computer.
Exactly.
So,
so there are
you're right.
two
It's at the end of
isn't there?
Yeah.
Like, like before I got a PC, I was pretty much playing it on my 4K. I mean, I rarely use my 4K TV anymore. It's a 30 no 42 inch,
It's
and I
big.
love my TV. I had to think then, but I pretty much only use it now for Netflix and when I play my Switch. Um, but obviously, there's people who don't want to fuck about with PCs because there
Yeah.
is a lot of bullshit included with PCs, and I'm sure Femi, you're quite new to the whole PC scene. There's been a lot of hurdles which probably had to Google just things you just
Oh no,
don't
no,
know.
no. I don't Google. I mean, I have gold service at NNM, NNM Systems Limited. Plug in, by the way. So I don't Google, please. What do you take me for? I said, no.
Maybe
Yeah,
just
he
maybe.
thinks he's got gold service, but he doesn't. He pays for bronze, not gold.
I have that concierge service 24/7
Yeah.
anytime. Kind of, I just hit up my
But
Michael
yeah, I mean,
Trench.
I think we can agree that there's two different types of people out there: people who don't want to handle the fuss of PC gaming, and those that do because they want that extra graphic fidelity, the better loading times, whatever. The hardcore of the hardcore. So there's something for everyone right now, and I think it's made a lot of people sit back and realize and maybe take a different stance on whether they want
Take a
to how they're going to go
second guess.
forward
Yeah,
this year.
yeah.
So. Yes, so Femi, you've
What's
got
fantastic news?
a quick question.
Yeah. So this actually came on my Twitter feed, and I thought it was a very interesting question. I know that we all stream here, and most of our audience are also streamers. I think a good percentage, I should say, are also streamers. And feel free as well for you guys in chat. Feel free to chime in. So this was the question: would you guys, as streamers as well, would you guys prefer to have a viewer count of about, let's say,
I saw this.
let's I think you probably saw it right, about 15 people, but they're all lurking? Or would you rather have, let's say, 5 people and it's more of an active chat? Like, what type of engagement would you prefer? I mean, would you want to have, like, okay, small viewership, but 5 people, but they're all engaged, they're all talking, everybody's like chiming in about the game or just random stuff? Or would you want to have a high viewership and it's like dead?
Yeah. Do you
No,
mind if I
for
go
me,
first?
for me. Oh, well, yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
I mean, because the reason I want to go first is because I think I've got maybe a potentially different answer. I'm a small streamer. Out of all of us at ATF, I'm the smallest. Purely because I don't really have the time. I barely have the time to stream, and when I do, it's a decision where do I have the energy to stream. Like the reason why I stream is for that conversation. Like playing through Mortal Shell, I probably wouldn't have enjoyed it anywhere near as much as I would have done if I hadn't have streamed it. Like what made it was Maru, was Darky and Medea joining the streams and talking through the game. I love that communication. So I would say, yeah, I would rather have fewer numbers than people lurk. I mean, you can't interact with people who lurk. Whilst I appreciate their participation, I mean, that's pretty much where I stand. I'm literally all about that conversation. That's why I stream.
No, I was going to say exactly the same thing. I've met some absolutely fantastic people. People around here today, Kisogo, Ono's, just to name a couple, out of Herb Derp community, ATF community. We're not massive. We're not very big, but everybody helps each other. I'd rather have the odd, say, 2, 3, 4 people chatting than 1,000 people not chatting.
Yeah.
I just like to interact. I'm not on Twitch to earn money. I've got a job that I do love, actually. I love my job. I'm on here as it's a social platform at the end of the day. For me, it's just meeting new people, talking to new people, visiting Colorado and seeing Mayhem Moose and No Nose, that sort of thing. That sort of thing. Just meeting new people for me, talking to new people. So I would rather have the small viewers and more chat.
Yeah, I think even like this year alone, like we all started streaming this year. Femi, you had a bit of a head start on us. We've interacted with so many different people from around the world, and I think that's what it's about. But I mean, you brought it up, Femi. What are your thoughts on that question?
To be honest, when I was thinking about it, and I think my initial reaction or my initial answer to it was pretty much what you guys said. Like, I I like talking to people. Like, I like that back and forth conversation.
Yeah,
Whether it's people in chat flaming you for that random thing you did, or just
yeah, he's fallen down a hole again, hasn't he?
okay, then it's already started. So whether if it's that, like, I like that because there's always those inside jokes and whatnot. But at the same time, I think there's some sort of, I guess, accomplishment that you feel like, okay, you're also seeing your number, your viewership also grow as well.
Mm.
So I think for me it's like, it's you get that, like, okay, you know what, maybe I'm doing the right thing because I'm obviously getting more people into my channel, people are liking
Mhm.
the content, people are liking, that. So not only is the chat obviously lively, but I'm also getting people that more engaged, or new people to actually come and
Mhm.
stay and actually stay for the entire stream and seeing that viewership number count. So there's that like sense of like accomplishment, seeing those numbers go up. So
Yeah.
I think for me it's more of a validation, seeing that as well. Like, okay, I know that I'm doing the right thing. I know that what I'm doing is also engaged and also interesting. So I think I fall. I'm gonna cheat because my question. I fall somewhere in the middle.
Mm.
I think I fall somewhere in the middle because I love the guys that I've met. If I start naming, I probably wouldn't
Yeah,
end.
we'll be here all day. We haven't got enough
Yeah.
time.
I love the guys that I met. I mean, they take the piss out of me. I take the piss out of them, but it's all love. Like, it's
Mhm.
such a it's very positive.
Mm.
And
I've
for
never
me
met a
as a
nasty person yet. In here.
well, I've had a couple, but for me, for me as somebody that puts out content, I also like that validation that what I'm putting out as well is engaging for
Mhm.
new people to not only check me out but obviously
Yeah.
stay, and then they say, "Oh, have you come check this guy's stream out?" Like, as somebody that creates content, I sort of feel that validation from seeing my viewership number go up. So that's where I say, like, I fall in the middle because I like to know that, okay, what I'm doing, is it actually interesting? Is it engaging? Is it fun for people to watch? And seeing,
Mhm.
people seeing that sort of gives me a good idea that, yes, I'm on the right track. So,
Yeah.
so yeah, I fall in the middle. I know I'm cheating, but there you
No,
go.
Well, I
no,
think you are on.
it's a perfect answer. I think. I mean, that is a perfect answer. Because again, everybody likes to see yourself succeed and stuff, and
Yeah.
engage in as many people as you can. But yeah, no, I understand.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's not easy, is it? Putting
Mm,
yourself out there. I mean,
mm,
we've all faced that, and I think, yeah, and you have grown, and the fact that you always want to improve as well. That kind of creativity you don't really get from anything else. Like,
No.
you've anyone watching, like, Spadged, Hargit, the OGs, they've seen this stream, all our streams grow over time because, like, I'm doing the design. I'm never happy. You always want to improve your streams, and you eventually start to think, well, how can I make this experience better
mm,
for people watching? I mean, I'm starting off small. I'm making emotes because, I mean, I'm a recent affiliate. I want to enhance. I want to enhance the experience for anyone watching. I'm not nowhere near the levels that you guys are right now, but I'm still like really enjoying my time within the community. I mean,
Mm.
Hargit alone has been an absolute godsend. I mean, we've playing through Ghost together. It's been well, at the same time. But like people, that's just it. The people are what make it. And I think if the people weren't there, I wouldn't be doing it as much.
Mhm.
And I'm sure you guys feel the same way. So
that's your point. Yeah.
great question to pop up. So yeah, I'll be interested to see what other people's thoughts are on. So I think the next time we raid some of our fellow streamers, we should ask that same question. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
let's move on. We're gonna push one of these stories to next week, I feel, because we are kind of ticking over a bit. So Adam, I'll pass it over to you, mate.
Okie dokie. Yeah. So my segment is awesome segment, free games and other notable stories this week. So Nintendo has announced Super Mario 3D All Stars for the Switch. So a collection that includes Super Mario 64, Super Mario Galaxy, in Super Mario Sunshine, and it will be released on September the 18th this year, which is brilliant. Are you guys picking that up?
I don't have a Switch.
Oh well, it'll just be
Yes.
I-
I'm sorry, just real quick. We kind of forced to pick that up because it's only available online
for a certain time.
for a certain
Isn't it?
amount of time.
Yeah, I
I
heard
can't remember if it's on the
heard
cart
that.
or online. That's a bit it's a shitty practice that only Nintendo would be able to get away with. But looking forward to
Yeah.
playing Super Mario Sunshine. That's one of my favorite games. So yeah.
Awesome. Next is Left 4 Dead 2, The Last Stand teaser trailer released. So more super amazing content on the way. Ubisoft says PS5 isn't backwards compatible with the PS3, PS2, PS1, which is astonishing. I don't know how that's going to be taken with the PS5 fanboys. And the best part, the best part is the free game. So play PS4 Plus games from the 2nd of September ongoing is Street Fighter 5 and PUBG. Is anybody still playing PUBG?
I was going to say.
A lot of people are playing it now. You can't get Fortnite on your mobile. On your iPhone, I should say.
Very true. Yeah. Games with Gold. September is Division 1, from the 1st of September till the 30th, so you haven't got long left for that. Unwritten Tales is from the 16th to the 15th of October. And the Xbox 360's The Blob is still there. That was from the 1st of September till the 15th. Armed and Dangerous, which I have played that in the past. That's a good game. 16th of September till the 30th. So small window there. Free with Epic Game Store at the moment is Into the Breach, free until the 10th. That's a roguelike turn-based strategy game. Railway Empire is from the 10th of September till the 17th of September. That is a strategy single-player simulation game. And Where the Water Tastes Like Wine. Okay, never even heard of that game in my life. That is from the 10th of September till the 17th. So that's a single-player narration/adventure game. And back over to you, my friend Neon.
Yeah. So, some good stuff there. I mean, who doesn't like free games?
Exactly.
So let's talk a little bit about what we're playing before we head off. I'll start because I want to talk about Wasteland. So that's pretty much what I've been playing. I've not streamed. I streamed for the first day today all week. It's been a bit of a mad week. I've been playing that on me and Adam did try to play it at co-op, but co-op is just not working right now. But I'm really enjoying that. It is a isometric style XCOM game with a lot more RPG elements, free roaming world, etc., etc. So I'm really enjoying that. Me and the console guys, Spadge, who's hopefully still in chat. We've just wrapped up Halo 3 and the Master Chief Collection. We're trying to go through the Halo games before the Infinite gets released. So next will be Halo Reach. We're doing it in the weird order. I think we're doing it in the order. No, we're not. I was going to say we're going to do order that was released, but we're not. We're going to do Reach next, and we do ODST, and then Halo 4, and maybe Halo 5. I don't think any of us wants to put each other through that, to be honest. So yeah, that's pretty much me. Currently watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine again. But other than that, and you can catch me streaming back on my usual schedule next week, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and you can find me at twitch.tv/neondemon4, and Twitter is neon_demon4. And what about you, Adam? What are you playing, streaming, watching?
Ooh, how much time have you got?
You are the king of variety, my friend.
Yes.
Or should we say, what are you still playing?
What am I still playing? Oh, God.
Did you play everything?
Yeah. But anyways, the game that I caught my attention most the past week.
Doki Doki.
Yes, that. Nice. I've been told to play Doki Doki, the Literature Club, yeah. And also Among Us. I had a fantastic time playing with Arrow and everybody on his stream. That is a really good game. A fantastic kind of community game to play.
What game was this, sorry?
Among Us. So Among Us is a kind of traitor-based game where you go around doing certain tasks, and the traitor's got stuff you've got to kill everybody on the ship, and you've got to try and kind of catch the guy who's killing everybody. Otherwise, if the traitor kills everybody, he wins the game. Anyway, that's a fantastic game. But
it kind of sounds like The Thing. Is it? You know, where you got to quickly take out. You got to take out everyone without knowing who each other is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Humans Fall Flat. That is. I've been having so much fun on that game.
Yes.
Again, myself, Arrow, Queen Bee, and just last night I've been playing with Queen Bee, Moose, and but I was in Fall Guys. But that was authentic. We had an absolute hilarious time on that the other day. That is that's still a good game to play. I've been popping on and off in my own personal time off stream is Oxygen not included. I still love that game. I've spent way too many hours on that game a little while back, and again the past week. I've been trying to jump on Scrap Mechanic with Onos, so you name it, I've been playing it.
Yeah, man.
I like to kind of jump off and on assortment of games just to see what they're like. But yeah, I'll be trying to be told to take a look at a Doki Doki Literature Club, so I'll be streaming that when I get. I've been told when I get up day 5. So yeah,
there, my friend.
Yeah, everybody's saying good luck. You're in for a treat, that sort of thing. So
have you gotten into day 5 yet?
I haven't even touched it since last. I've been out drinking. I was drunk yesterday.
So can I actually see it?
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that. Okay. But yeah, everybody can find me at twitch.tv/nunsandmoses and on Twitter, nunsandmoses_live.
And that's with a 0 rather than O in Moses.
Oh yes, the only way to spell it.
Finally, Femi, what have you been up to?
So for TV shows, I would recommend everybody right now to go watch Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai is the shit.
I've seen that. Yes.
You've seen that. You need to watch it. It is so good.
Is this the same Cobra Kai from Karate Kid?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. It is so good. I can't even emphasize how good it is anymore. It's so good. So I binged that within like 2 days. I was very happy with myself. But yeah, just catch up some other new animes as well. Also, game-wise, playing a lot of community-based games. So Jackbox, Among Us, like what Adam said, which has been great. Like Jackbox games are fantastic. I want to try a flight simulator next week as well. Hopefully I can do it.
I would love to see that, Mister. I'll fly a 747 straight away.
I like my plane thick. You feel me? So, single player games. I need to finish Mortal Shell. I'm going to continue that tomorrow, and then I decided to not stream Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm doing that. Yeah, I decided to not stream that, and so Mortal Shell and Katana Zero. Those are the 2 games I'm currently playing. I'll probably throw in Tony Hawk into that as well. But Friday, Saturdays, as usual, it's our community-based weekend. So Jackbox, Among Us, Flight Sim, all those good stuff. So yeah. But yeah, if you want to find me on Twitch, you can find me at A_R_O. I stream Mondays to Saturdays. And then if you want to find me off Twitch, I am on Instagram and Twitter at A_R_O_2NG. So yeah, hit me up.
Yeah, fantastic.
Awesome.
And remember, you can find Above the Fold on Twitter and YouTube at AboveTheFold_1. And if you want to connect with us directly, you can do so through Discord. Link is in the description below. So yeah, thank you, Adam. Thank you, Femi. I'm Scott. This has been Above the Fold, episode 17, and we'll see you next Sunday.
Later.
Goodbye.